What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by LOCKCITY. It's Whitey here today. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a good week. Today we have episode, I think it's 213 of the JuiceBox, but nonetheless, it's going to be a outlook into today's MLB slate for Wednesday, September the 10th, including, of course, our best three picks from this MLB slate and, of course, our JuiceBox lock of the day. Yesterday, Claw went a perfect 3-0 again. It was his third consecutive 3-0 day. Claw was on the podcast on Friday, Saturday, and then again yesterday on Tuesday. All three of those days he swept. Obviously, we cashed our JuiceBox lock in each of those, but he's on an incredible 9-0 run. For the JuiceBox locks overall, we are now 89, 62, and 2, up 53.04 units, so an incredible return on your money there, over 50% return on your money since we started the podcast only a couple of months ago. Definitely one of the hottest podcasts and definitely the most underrated podcast on the internet in terms of both MLB picks, CS2 picks, football picks, anything you can ask for. We got it here daily at the JuiceBox. So without further ado, let's dive into it today. I'm going to try and do us some justice here and also go 3-0. Got three bangers picked out for y'all. First one here is going to be at 3:45 p.m. Eastern time in the Diamondbacks and Giants game. I'll go relatively quickly, but also a good amount of detail needs to be covered here. Both of the pitchers obviously not great. So we have Eduardo Rodriguez and Carson Seymour. Carson Seymour is a relief pitcher, now getting some starting slots here. He started last time out, which was his first start. He went 5 innings against St. Louis. Only gave up 1 earned run. He looked pretty good there, but obviously as a relief pitcher, he's relatively shaky. He gave up 4 earned runs here against Baltimore, 2 earned runs against Pittsburgh, and obviously all of these smaller sample sizes. On the Seymour side of things, don't really trust him, but what's more concerning for me on the Seymour side of things is that he's facing an Arizona team here that has lost the first 2 games of this series and is desperately fighting for a wild card spot. So if we flip over quickly to the National League standings, we'll see that the Giants are currently 2 games out, 2 games behind the Mets for a wild card spot. Arizona is currently 2.5 games back of San Francisco and then 4.5 games back of the Mets. Going into this series, they were only half a game back of San Francisco, but given the fact that they've lost these last 2, last night and the night prior, they've obviously been slipping in the standings here. So they're super hungry for a win. They're seeing a subpar pitcher here. I think we're going to see a good amount of runs on the Arizona side of things. On the San Fran side of things, obviously we've seen a ton of runs generated over the course of these first 2 games. The Giants alone have put up 16 runs total across the first 2, averaging 8 runs a day in this series. And they're seeing Eduardo Rodriguez today, who's an absolute mess. He used to be on my Tigers. I didn't mind him when he was on the Tigers. I don't like him at all on Arizona. He's 7-8 this year, 5.22 ERA, 1.60 WHIP. If we hop into his game log here, he's had 2 back-to-back pretty decent starts against some good teams too. I won't take credit from him here against the Dodgers and the Red Sox. But going back further, we can see that all year long, he's been really messy. He gave up 5 earned runs to Milwaukee, 4 earned runs to Cleveland, 5 earned runs to Colorado, 5 earned runs to Detroit, 4 earned runs to San Diego, 8 earned runs to Kansas City, so on and so forth. He's been very, very messy out here. I don't question that the Giants are going to be able to put up a lot of runs. I think that the Diamondbacks are going to be super competitive today. Oracle is a pretty run-friendly park, so what we're going to be going with for this one is going to be the Diamondbacks and the Giants. Again, 3:45 p.m. Eastern time, over 8.5 total runs, minus 112 on Bet365 as our first play of the day. The next one up that we're going to look at here is going to be 6:40 p.m. Eastern time, and that's going to be between the Royals and the Guardians. We're going to look specifically at Bobby Witt here. So Bobby Witt is seeing Logan Allen on the bump. Logan Allen not having a great year, 7-11, 4.46 ERA. Nothing really to write home about at all on the Logan Allen side of things. Bobby Witt has great history against Logan Allen here. In 13 plate appearances, he's got 7 hits, 5 singles, 2 doubles. He's only struck out once. We can see he's batting .583 off of Logan Allen. He's been kind of hit or miss over the course of his last 10. Not going to lie, he's 5 for 10 there. If we go into the head-to-head, he is very consistent in this matchup here, in this divisional matchup against Cleveland. In 8 out of his last 10 games against Cleveland, he's hit this over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs line. In the other 2, he was still able to generate 1. So he's gotten at least 1 across his last 12 appearances against Cleveland. Again, zooming in on his last 10, he is 5 for 10 there. But I think this is a super advantageous matchup for Bobby Witt today against Logan Allen. What we're going to be going with here for our second play of the day is going to be Bobby Witt over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. 125 on Bet365 is the best line that I could find for this one. Last one up is going to be our JuiceBox Lock of the day. We're going to be targeting Blake Snell over 7.5 total strikeouts. Blake Snell is seeing the Rockies here. If we look at, this is just on props.cash, but if we look at top projected pitchers for today, they do have Snell second at 7.3, but he's going to exceed that by probably a landslide here. Snell against Colorado, he's got an outrageous 66.7% K percentage, 359 whiff percentage in 27 plate appearances. If we pull up Snell here on the head-to-head, he had an outrageous 15 strikeouts against Colorado last season. Over the course of his last 10 against teams that don't strike out as often, he has struggled a little bit, but against this Colorado lineup, he gets a ton of Ks. Historically, he's been racking them up regardless of what team he's on. Obviously, he had those 15 last year, which is just ridiculous. We've seen even in just his last 10 games, he's had 12 Ks, 9 Ks, 8 Ks, 10 Ks, 8 Ks. So he's able to rack them up when he's got advantageous lineup BVP history there. So I'm going Blake Snell all day long on this one. This one's going to be our JuiceBox Lock of the day. 2-unit play. Blake Snell over 7.5 strikeouts in tonight's Rockies and Dodgers game. 10:10 p.m. Eastern time. Best line that I could find for this one is minus 120, but this is going to be our 2-unit play JuiceBox Lock of the day. Blake Snell over 7.5 total strikeouts. All right, y'all. Hope to bring you 3 winners here today. Hoping that we can go 3-0. I know we'll at least go 2-1, but it'd be really nice to get the JuiceBox Lock across and then also sweep the slate here, handing it back over to Claw for tomorrow. I will see y'all back here a little bit later today for CS2. We have Fisher Playground 2 to cover. I have all of my picks made up. I just got to record the video for it, and then I'll get the captions edited and get that put up on YouTube so people can watch it in varying languages there. But I guess nonetheless, hope everyone has a great day today. Thank y'all for listening. Like and subscribe if you like the content that you'll be getting here, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.